What's going on, guys? Hope everybody's out there staying high speed and accomplishing their goals, whatever they may be. First of all, I want to say good job on clicking on this video because it tells me you're most likely somebody that's getting ready to go to Ranger School and you're doing everything you possibly can to make sure that you're set up for the most success. And I can tell you right now, number one thing is to make sure you're checking out Gritty Soldier videos that talk about Ranger School because I give you all the information you could possibly need to know to find success at Ranger School. And then another huge key to success, which pertains to this video in particular, is making sure that your packing list is squared away. And that's what we're gonna get into, the Ranger Pack. This is the Ranger Pack from Ready Packs, guys. This is the only true Ranger Pack out there. There's a lot of copycats out there. There's a lot of other companies that are trying to sell you some junk, all right, trying to copy what Ready Packs is doing. This right here is the shit. This is also going to be the most updated Ranger Pack, not only for Ready Packs, but on the market in general, all right? Ranger Pack from Ready Packs. They are constantly communicating with the Ranger Training Brigade, make sure that they supply you with the most up-to-date equipment, the equipment that is actually needed and required on the packing list to set you up for success, not only for the layout, but for your entire duration at Ranger School. Now, in just a second, I'm gonna take everything out of this pack. I'm gonna show you what you're actually gonna get if you were to decide to get a pack like this from Ready Packs, and why it would be such a benefit for you as a Ranger School student to make sure that you supply yourself with a pack like this. But before I do that, I wanna let you guys know that this pack right here, this exact pack, is going to be part of a giveaway that's linked to this video. One of you out there who makes sure to like, comment that they actually want to win this pack, and subscribe to the Gritty Soldier YouTube channel will be sent out this pack by me personally for free. Legit, totally not kidding. This is going out for free to one of you out there. So make sure that you like, you comment that you want to win this pack, and that you subscribe to the channel so that your name can be entered into the drawing. And we're going to be holding that drawing on July 4th, 2023. So don't forget to do those things because that's a pretty solid deal. I also want to take a second to let you know that if you do decide to get a Ranger Pack, you don't want to wait for the drawing, you just want to get it now, make sure you go into the description of this video and look for a coupon code that's going to help you save some money. 15 bucks off your Ranger Pack, all right? Link is in the description. All right, so now I think we go ahead and break into this bad boy, and I'm going to show you all the different items and talk about all the different benefits to the items and why they're so important for you as a potential Ranger School student. Now I'm going to try my hand at some sort of high-speed effect here. Here we go. Ready? Was that badass? Hopefully that worked. I'm putting it in the video anyway. All right, guys, quick drive-by here. This is all the stuff you get inside the Ranger Pack from Ready Packs. So before we dive into all the individual items, let's just take a moment to remember why the packing list is so important for Ranger School. And I've got the most up-to-date Airborne and Ranger Training Brigade Ranger School packing list right here. And as you can see, it is quite extensive. And that's just one page, okay? This, I know you guys can't read it. I'd highly advise that you go and check it out at the Ranger Training Brigade website itself. But look, there's another page here. There's another page here. I mean, there's just tons of items that you're gonna end up bringing to Ranger School, whether you get a Ranger Pack or not. The whole first page consists of critical items, which if you don't have one of these, or if it's the wrong version of one of these or anything like that, it's not exactly what's on this list, that's grounds for immediate dismissal from the course during RAP week. That means you did all that training, all that preparation, and you even shaved your head just to get kicked out for the packing list. And it happens, guys. You know, I'm here to tell you, it really does happen. It sucks, don't let it be you. Then you've got mandatory items. Okay, now this is a list of mandatory items that you must have on you at Ranger School. If you are missing one of these, or if it's the wrong sort of version of one of these items, then it's not grounds for dismissal, but they're definitely gonna give you negative marks. And that's just within the first few days of Ranger School. You definitely don't want that, trust me. You need to save all the negative marks you can because you're definitely gonna get some for other reasons, and to get it at the packing list is just kind of dumb. And then you've got an entire list of optional items, all right? That doesn't mean that you don't bring them, okay? They're trying to hint to you here. That's what the RIs are doing here. That these are the items you're definitely gonna want. You don't gotta have them for the course. We won't kick you out. You won't get negative marks if you don't have them, but your life's gonna be a lot better if you bring these things with you. Now, the critical items are mostly, if not all, OCIE that you're gonna be issued from the Army itself, all right? So those are all things that you should have in your garage, stored away in your extra room in your house or your apartment, you know, all your Army gear. Mandatory items will be a little bit of your Army gear, maybe a few items like your assault bag, your canteen cup. You know, there's a few items on here that are gonna be issued to you, but the majority of them are things that you're gonna have to go acquire yourself if you haven't acquired already, and that's quite the pain in the ass, let me tell you. Not only does it cost a lot, but not every shop has all these items all at once, so you're gonna have to shop around, you might not get things in time, this, that, and the other. There's always pain with having to go shopping for Ranger School. And then you have your optional list, right? And that's gonna have some things that are issued to you that you don't necessarily need to bring, only a few. Actually, I'm counting, it looks like 7, I think. And then the rest of them are all gonna be things that you don't necessarily have to have on your person for in processing to Ranger School, but I can tell you, man, I can't stress it enough, you want these items. And again, they're gonna be costly, it's gonna cost you money, it's gonna take a lot of time from your days and your weeks acquiring all these items, and they're not extremely specific, so you might not know if you're actually getting the right thing in the first place. And that's a whole other thing. If you end up bringing items to Ranger School that aren't allowed on the layout, they're not allowed at the school period, and you just didn't know, they're just gonna take it from you and throw it away. And you've already got a bad look. So with all that considered, wouldn't it be easier to just take all that guesswork out of it, take all the time, headache, individualized item cost, wrap it all into a big bag, and just get it done in one swoop? And in case you're thinking hard on it, the answer is yes, troop. After everything's said and done with all the items that are inside this Ranger pack, you're looking at spending over $1,300 just if you were to buy all these items individually. But because they're a big company, they buy these things in bulk, they make sure you're getting the things that you actually need, not any fluff. They're able to save a lot of costs. And I talk to the owner of Ready Packs about this all the time, and they're constantly looking for ways to save money because they understand that soldiers just don't have a whole lot of extra spending money all the time. And it's not always easy to just come up with some extra money, especially when it comes for training. So they're always looking for ways to shave off costs. And they've gotten some high-speed equipment here. I'm actually seriously impressed with what they've done, especially with this updated Ranger pack, to cut the cost all the way down to over $400 in savings for the entirety of this Ranger pack to you. And I remember when I went to Ranger School, I got a Ranger pack, and I wasn't really convinced. He told me I could take everything home, I could have a whole week to go over it, look it over, and if I don't like it, I just return it, no big deal. I took it home, and my wife and I sat down and we did a whole cost analysis on every single item in the pack, and it was exactly what they said. I had saved like almost $500 just by getting the Ranger pack, not to mention all the time. So I'm telling you guys, this is legit. All right, let's get into it. All right, so I'm gonna take you with me here on this. All right, so first of all, we got our terrain model kit. Okay, they supply you with an entire TMK. Help you out with your planning when you're out there planning for your raids and your ambushes, all right? Super important. You want to have the right stuff. Now, obviously, you can see that you get some pretty good stuff here, some things that you would expect to see within a good terrain model kit, but some of the highlights, I would say, within this TMK, the Ranger Pack TMKs, you get these T-stakes, all right? That's what I'm going to call them. I don't really remember what they're called, but T-stakes. You get these, and then you get the grease pencils, that you can use to write onto these stakes. So you can put anything you want on here. You can put unit symbols, you can put release points, rally points, anything you want on here, and use it on your TMK in the ground as a marker. And then when you're done, you just wipe the grease pencil off with your thumb. And then you can use them again later. So these are awesome. You get a whole bunch of multicolored golf tees, whole bunch of multicolored twine, colored planning tabs, different colored index cards to help you organize your thoughts. And when you're making out your op board on the go, this is usually what Rangers will do. They'll use index cards. And they also give you 2 binder rings so that you can organize your index cards, keep them all together, and have a good, solid, ready to go op board to brief on your person. High-speed map markers, and these are the super fine map markers, which are the ones you need. A lot of guys get just the regular fine and they're too thick. A highlighter that pops in and out, so you make sure you don't lose your cap and dry out your highlighter. And a dry erase marker, and this is really the biggest benefit of this, is to help you erase things that you've marked down with your permanent MAC markers. If you didn't know that, you can use a dry erase marker to erase permanent marker on your laminate and on your plastics. So that's a pretty good useful thing to have and a good thing to know. And then of course you get 2 of these, the infamous Ready Packs protractors, which you can see are extremely fine and accurate. They've cut out all the excess plastic on these triangles to make sure that you hit a very accurate point when you're doing your land nav. A whole mess of field towels. These are great for wiping off equipment, wiping off your rifle. You can use these just on your body. These things are pretty legit, and this is plenty. I know it doesn't look like too much to bring with you to Ranger School, but I can tell you, this was plenty for me when I went. I even had a few left over when I was done. So this is great. You can share them with your buddies while you're out there. They'll thank you for it. Just the right amount of locks for your equipment. Of course, you're going to need these for the layout, and you're going to need them to store your stuff when you're not using it out in the field. And I love this, man. I still use mine today. This is their toiletry kit, okay? And of course, you can label it here for yourself. Everything you need is right here in this toiletry kit. And it's got all the stuff that's on the list and then some extras and some key things to note. The high-speed athlete's foot powder. All right, trust me, you're gonna want this. Plenty of O'Keeffe's working hands. Do not skimp on the O'Keeffe's working hands. This is a little pricey, okay? They put 2 tubes in here, which is plenty. This stuff is gonna get you through freaking Ranger School. Your hands are gonna be so tore up from going in and out your ruck and just living out in the field and not having enough nutrition to heal properly that, I mean, this is just gonna be a lifesaver for you. I still remember when I was done with Ranger School, for a good week or two afterwards, my hands, the skin on my hands was like molting, I guess is the right word. It like shed a whole layer or two of skin to just start over because it was so tore up after Ranger School. So this stuff, you want it. And it's always the O'Keeffe's. This is like the best stuff on the market you can get for that. And they made sure to put it in there for you. Plenty of razors, moleskin. Of course, you're gonna want some moleskin, and this is the good stuff. Don't get the cheap stuff because it's just gonna fall apart and it's not gonna stick right. Sunscreen in this pouch, some extra shaving cream in this pouch. All these organization options within this pack. It's just awesome. Got your bug spray right here, and this is that 90% DEET. This stuff works, all right? I know a lot of people are afraid of that high DEET stuff because they think it causes cancer and stuff like that, but when you're out there just literally getting eaten alive and a go or no go is on the line for you, you're gonna want the high DEET stuff, okay? And then a couple other really cool features of this pack that I wanna show you is that you can use this hook here, and whatever you want to keep in this pack, you can bring into the shower, okay? Because you know, some showers just don't have anywhere to put your stuff while you're in there. And then also, this comes right out, all right? This is your field hygiene kit. So you keep all the things that you wanna bring out with you on patrol, take it right out of your hygiene kit, and store it in your rucksack. And this is why I continue to use this kit even today. Mine's obviously a lot more tore up than this now, but I still use this today. These are the ones from Polar Tech. All right, I don't know if you guys realize this or not, but they make the best, most comfortable beanies, and they're a little bigger, okay, so they fit correctly. You guys know what I'm talking about. They got those beanies out there at the shop bets that just don't fit your head right. They're too small. These are not those. These are the good ones, all right? A gator neck, which is the one that they actually require in Ranger School, okay, it is the correct one. Same thing with the baklava, all right? You got your baklava, and this is the one that the RIs are gonna be looking for right here. Got your map case. Now, this thing's awesome, all right? This thing was specifically designed by Ready Packs. You can either keep it this size or you can open it up and make it full size. It has a lanyard so you can put it around your neck, all right, so that you can look at it in front of you while you're doing your patrols and you don't lose it, right? You can just tuck it inside your shirt. It's completely water sealed, all right? A lot of those map cases will say they're water resistant. They'll even claim to be waterproof when they're not, because where they fold over here is either has nothing at all, it's just a fold over, or it's just Velcro or something like that. Well, this one is a fold over, it's Velcro, and it has a water seal on the inside. So this is completely waterproof. Your maps will not get screwed up if they are stored inside this. This is awesome for Ranger School and just for patrolling in general. You also get a whole bunch of heavy duty Ziploc bags. These aren't actually Ziploc, these are more heavy duty than Ziploc, so that you can store everything you need to at different sizes and make sure that they stay waterproof and water sealed, watertight. If you haven't caught on already, you will be getting wet quite often in Ranger School, and to have your things waterproofed is like mandatory. Got your patrol whistle, you got your extra boot laces, you'll definitely need these. Got your camo paint, 2 lighters, which are actually torch lighters. So these are gonna work great when you're tying off your stuff. Packing tape for laminating and for waterproofing. You have your electrical tape to keep things together, store out your packed out MRE trash, or to help with your radio antennas. Endless things that you can be using electrical tape for. And you also have Gorilla Tape. This looks like a lensatic compass, but it's actually not. It's actually their sewing kit, and they put a lot of thought into the sewing kit. They have heavy duty sewing needles that will puncture even the thickness of like your rucksack material. Monofilament line, which I believe is like a fishing line, but you can use this to sew with, and it's super heavy duty to make sure all your stuff stays in place after you've sewed it on. And of course you get a whole bunch of sewing thread, a thimble, even a measuring stick, the little scissors, everything that you could possibly need for sewing. This is not just like your basic crap sewing kit. This is a legit sewing kit. And you might be thinking, why do I need such a legit sewing kit? I can tell you, man, first of all, in wrap week, you're gonna be sewing your name onto everything by hand. And if you think you're not gonna blow out a crotch or two in your pants during Ranger School, you're dead wrong. So the better sewing kit that you have, the easier your life's gonna be, and the less you're gonna have to re-sew things because the stuff that you use was good. So you want a good sewing kit. Blank firing adapter, you probably have one of those already. You're thinking, why do I need this? Can't I save a little bit of money if this wasn't in the kit? You would be surprised how many people either forget or lose their BFAs out there, okay? Or maybe one doesn't work and the rifle doesn't want to fire anymore because it's defective. You should have an extra BFA, at least for yourself, if not for your battle buddies that either have a jacked up one or forgot one or lost one themselves. So you want this extra BFA. High-speed rubber bands, these are the thick rubber bands. These are not the cheap ones. These are the ones that aren't gonna break on you, and they also put in what they call Ranger bands. And that's these little black rubber bands in here, and they're actually inner tube. They're cut out from inner tube rubber, so they're extremely heavy duty, and you can use them for whatever you need a rubber band for that you just don't want to break. They're not gonna corrode, they're not gonna be affected by weather, they're gonna be good to go. You got your mirror, hey, there we are right there. And honestly, this is best for when you're trying to shave out there, because you're gonna shave every morning, believe it or not, but you're not gonna have a mirror to look at when you do it. All right, so this is great to have. More index cards, a little larger, really good for taking notes. And then you get 2 high-speed headlamps. These are the Princeton Tech Viz headlamps. Very well known across the military, good headlamps overall. The cool thing about these and why they're applicable to Ranger School is that they turn on immediately with the red light function already, okay? You don't have to cycle through the white light. And as long as you give it like 2 or 3 seconds, it will turn off the same way. If you do want white light, which you will very rarely use in Ranger School, and in fact, if you get caught with your white light on during patrol, that's grounds for a no-go right there. So that's why this is so important. But if you do need a white light, it absolutely has one. You'll go through the red and then immediately hit it again, and it turns on an extremely bright white light, okay? Sometimes you will be able to use white light if you're in like a dangerous area for mountains and the RIs just don't want you to die, like legitimately die. They'll say go white light while you're doing your patrols out of the objective area, just so that you can get to where you're going without freaking dying. And they even throw in the batteries for you. They even give you a whole pack of batteries, 20 AAA batteries, and they've taped them on the top to make sure they don't lose the charge. And that they don't corrode if they do get a little wet, and just to help you organize it. And 4 AA batteries, and you're probably wondering, well, what do I need AA's for? These things take AAA's. Well, this is gonna be for your nods. So they've even thought about extra batteries for your nods. You'll get this little wrist compass, which obviously you don't wanna use when you're trying to be extremely accurate, but when you're just out there patrolling and you wanna make sure you stay on track, you keep this on your wrist, and you can just refer to it, every 100 meters or so, just to make sure you're staying on the right track. Great to have. This is probably the most high-speed set of Ranger beads. And then you have a whole kit here of different size and use IR Chem Lights. And the different options here are great because you'll want different sizes for different uses, especially when you're setting up security positions, or maybe you're just trying to mark somebody in particular and you just don't need a whole big, huge chem light. Or maybe you're trying to mark a tree and that one big chem light just isn't gonna fit in the bark correctly. That's what you can use these little ones for. You put the little tiny chem lights about that size. You can just stick it right there in the bark and it will shine and you'll see it. And that's why these are great, these little mini types. So you get a whole bunch of mini types and extra small types of IR chem lights that are going to be extremely useful to you, and I promise your Ranger buddies are going to be really happy that you have these. This is a big update for Ranger Pack. They've gotten rid of the P mags because they were having issues, they were getting complaints on those, so they went back just to the regular metal mags. Okay, these things are reliable. They're exactly what you need out there in Ranger School. You don't got to worry about your ammunition not feeding correctly. You don't have to worry about not being able to get 30 rounds inside the mag, because if the RIs catch you without 30 rounds loaded inside your magazines, and they will check you, you're gonna get a no-go. It's gonna be a problem, all right? So they've done you a favor there. They give you all the mags you need, brand new, and these things are gonna work great for you. A whole bunch of green chem lights, traditional 6-inch snap light chem lights. Whole bunch more of heavy duty waterproofing materials and Ziploc bags, and more than enough of lamination paper. And this is gonna be great for when you're making products for the patrol base, to give out to your team, and you'll have plenty here so that you can share with your teammates, all right? I keep mentioning how great this pack is not only for you, but also for your teammates, okay? You don't earn your Ranger tab by yourself. It is a team effort. So I can't stress enough that the items inside this Ranger pack are not only good to have for you and your success, but it's good for the overall team success, all right? And that's super important in Ranger School. You can talk to any Ranger qualified individual out there in the Army. They will tell you you do not earn your tab by yourself. 300 freaking feet of 550 cord, more than enough. This is the high speed, heavy duty stuff. A whole box of different gums here. This is the gum that actually has calories. I wanna say it's 5 calories a piece, which is awesome. There's a lot of gum out there, the sugar-free gum, stuff like that doesn't have calories. Well, you're gonna want the calories, and this gum has calories in it. Washi sheets, these things are awesome. If you've never heard of these before, these are kind of like a timeless item in the Army, especially for those that spend a lot of time in the field and get their shit dirty. And you're not gonna be able to do laundry too often in Ranger School, I can tell you that much. But when you do, you want it to be as convenient and timely as possible because you won't have much time to do it, okay? You can just throw 1 or 2 of these sheets, depending on how dirty your stuff is, in with the wash, and then keep these sheets also in as they dry, because they turn into dryer sheets, okay? So you don't have to worry about bringing the liquid detergent. You got your high-speed weapons cleaning kit. I still use this weapons cleaning kit today. And then they give you a cleaning brush, okay? Kind of like a shaving brush, but this one's even a little better, okay? It's lighter, it's easier to pack out, and the bristles are even more fine. They give you a whole bunch of high-speed cotton swabs, okay? These are not just the regular cotton swabs, these are called swabets, okay? They're different sizes. The material that they're made of actually catch the dirt and grime outside of your rifle, and again, they're different sizes so that you can use them for different reasons, and they're reusable and cleanable, so you don't have to like go through a million different cotton swabs. Got your CLP bottle right here. Comes with everything you're gonna need to clean your weapon thoroughly, and don't worry, it even has the scraper tool right here. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Definitely gonna need that in Ranger School, and you're gonna be happy that you have that, trust me. A pretty common TTP that you'll see in Ranger School is the patrol-based triangles. The reason these patrol-based triangles have become such an important TTP in Ranger School is because they're just straight up clutch. You can hand out each triangle to each squad leader, who then goes around to each one of their responsibility sections for the patrol base. They mark down the different positions and everything they need to, all the different details of their portion of the patrol base out on this triangle, give these to the platoon leader, and he can literally assemble the triangles together, and now he has control of the entire patrol base right there in his hands. He knows what's going on. And it's on loom tape so he can see it in the dark. You've got your mesh laundry bag here with a name label. You get a whole roll of high-speed 100-mile-an-hour tape. This is not the cheap kind. This is the real kind, the stuff that you would get from your supply room. Black trash bags that are heavy duty, more heavy duty than even what you'd normally see labeled as heavy duty, which is normally 1.5 millimeter in thickness. These are 3 millimeter in thickness. These are going to be the things that you're going to line your rucksack with, line your duffel bags with, to ensure that it is completely waterproof. And trust me, with the amount of times you're going to go in and out your bags, If you weren't using these bags, you're gonna put holes and tears into your trash bags. You're gonna have to reline it. Eventually, you're gonna run out of trash bags. You get a whole pack of pencils right here. Another set of super fine MAC markers. Plenty of pens for those of you that frequently lose their pens, like myself. 3 different pocket size Write in the Rain notebooks. A large Write in the Rain notebook. And then you have your letter writer notebook with pre-stamped envelopes. And then a little feature here that I thought was really cool of them is they put the addresses here on the front of the notebook for each phase so you don't forget. iPro that you get 3 pairs of iPro. One of them comes with a lanyard, okay, to make sure that you don't actually lose your iPro, because a lot of times guys will be out there, you know, they'll take their iPro off for a second while they're setting up their security position, and then they put it down and they lose their iPro, and that's a huge no-go in Ranger School, okay? So that helps you to make sure that you don't lose your iPro. They're adjustable, see that? So depending on how far out spaced your ears are from your eyes. And then this nose portion here is moldable to sit on all different types of noses. And then it's even got the fog slits here to help with that. Use these to prep your iPro to stop the fogging. 2 sets of ear pro in the cases, the plastic cases, and these are the triple flange ear pro, the good ear pro that actually stay in your ears and are comfortable. They also have lanyards to make sure you don't lose them. You got your mouth guard, and of course you got your PT belt, and this is the extra long PT belt variant. And then last thing, guys, we need to go over the bag real quick. This is not just a normal Army duffel bag, okay? This is a little more high speed than that. First of all, it's waterproof lined on the inside. This zipper is a heavy duty zipper to make sure that it doesn't break on you when you're going in and out of it so much. This thing will hold up to all that abuse. There's a clear pocket over here so you can label it, put your name in there and your information. Pre-attached bag label, which is great. You can get your name sewed on here. You can write it on here with permanent marker, or you don't even really need to do that. You can just know, okay, my bag is the one with the orange bag label on it. That's the Ranger Pack, guys. Pretty legit, right? Hopefully I was able to break all that down enough for you so that it was digestible and you understood why the items in there are so important and are potentially going to be so useful to you during your time at Ranger School. You're just not going to be able to find the same care, consideration, and frankly time-consuming efforts that this company puts into making sure that they get this pack as right as possible. When you're getting ready for Ranger School, it's all about proper preparation, okay? That's true for fitness, mental preparation, spiritual preparation even, and of course, the gear that you're gonna need to bring with you through the entirety of Ranger School. Don't forget that I'm gonna be sending this exact pack out to one of you out there that likes, comments that they want to pack, and make sure that they subscribe to the Gritty Soldier channel, okay? That's the criteria that needs to be met in order to be entered into the drawing, and that drawing, again, is gonna be happening July 4th, 2023. And if you don't wanna wait that long, or if it's already past that date by the time you get to watch this video, don't forget to use the coupon code that you're going to find in the description of this video to help you save $15 off this Ranger Pack when you buy it from ReadyPacks.com. I'll supply the link down there, and I'll also put the coupon code. Don't forget to do that to save yourself some money. So take all this information in, make sure you think about it, make sure you consider all the information that we talked about on this video. If you need to, go ahead and go back to different portions of this video to reference those different items if you need a second look at it. And I promise you, the last thing you want to do is do yourself the disservice of not taking care of this packing list as soon as you need to. Remember that a good Ranger is a good leader, and a good leader is always properly prepared. All right, guys, so stay hungry out there, stay motivated, of course, stay gritty. And besides that, I've got nothing else for you. I'll see you on the next one.